Y&R spoilers reveal the dramatic tensions between Kyle Abbott and Sienna as a new storm brews in Los Angeles. Kyle's mission is clear: to win Claire Newman back before Holden Novak's presence cements itself into her every decision. Officially, Kyle's trip was for a few days of meetings, supply chain discussions, and showroom inspections. But behind all that, it was a front. From the moment he left the airport, Kyle was in full surveillance mode, what he jokingly called spy clowning. It all started with an anonymous rental car, a cup of black coffee, and an itinerary that suspiciously matched Claire and Holden's sightseeing plan. Claire noticed his intervention immediately. During one of their stops, between a museum and a studio tour, she turned to Kyle and calmly said, "I don't want to change tour guides." Her words were light but final. Claire wanted this trip to be her escape, away from the tension between Newman and Abbott families, away from constant expectations. Kyle listened, nodded, but inside, the fear of losing control grew stronger. His real mission wasn't just to win Claire back, it was to break the silent bond growing between her and Holden before it turned into trust. Holden Novak to Kyle was a mystery, too clean, too calm, too perfect. During the tours, Holden was patient, never competing, letting Claire lead. That unbothered confidence made Kyle restless. He was used to convincing people through intensity, fast decisions, strong opinions. But now, faced with a man who didn't play the same game, Kyle started to stumble. Soon, his amateur spy act turned messy. Long-distance photos, late-night bar watching, eavesdropping on Holden's short phone calls. But everything shifted when Sienna appeared. Like a cold gust of wind, she walked into Kyle's hotel room where he sat reviewing notes. Sienna didn't waste time. She knew why he was there, knew the meetings were fake, and knew his goal: to pull Claire away from Holden by bending the rules. Their confrontation wasn't emotional, it was surgical. Sienna demanded honesty. "Do you want Claire for love, or just to win?" she asked sharply. If it was love, why spend so much energy proving Holden wrong, instead of showing Claire she could rely on him? Kyle argued that time was against him. Sienna countered that impatience was his biggest downfall, the reason his relationships kept collapsing. Her words hit deep, almost as if Claire herself was speaking through her. Sienna's tone suggested she knew more than she let on, maybe even something personal about Holden. She warned Kyle that if he continued this obsessive path, he'd only push Claire further away. "If you have something real, show it with facts, not traps." That night, Kyle finally slowed down. He met some old friends who helped him dig through public data and corporate records. There were clues, small but suspicious. Holden's name appeared in quiet satellite companies, vague charities, and financial partnerships that moved like shadows. Nothing illegal, but enough to raise questions. Then Holden made his move. He invited Kyle to step outside for a calm talk. No threats, no anger. Holden said, "I respect your concern for Claire, but if it turns into aggression, I'll protect her boundaries, legally if I have to." Kyle replied that he'd back off if Claire was treated well and transparently. Holden smiled, saying, "Transparency doesn't mean turning your private life into proof for your ex." Two men, two philosophies. One believed in proof, the other in trust. Afterward, Sienna pulled Kyle aside and told him to change his method. Facts instead of drama, questions instead of traps. If Holden's clean, the truth will protect him. If not, your patience will. That night, Kyle sat in silence, torn between pride and clarity. He texted Claire, "When you're ready, let's talk. No games, just honesty." Claire agreed to meet him at a small coffee shop the next day. But before the meeting, Sienna got a strange phone call, a woman's cold voice mentioning Holden's name like she held a piece of his hidden past. Sienna understood. A bigger storm was coming. She sent Kyle a warning. "Say what you need to say to Claire today. Tomorrow might be too late." At the cafe, Kyle didn't blame anyone. He talked about his fear, how he confused love with control. Claire listened quietly. She didn't promise anything. She just said, "The future needs calm and respect. If you can give that, we'll talk." As for Holden, I'll see with my own eyes." Kyle nodded. He hadn't won her back, but he'd earned something better, the chance to rebuild trust. But Genoa City never rests. That night, Holden met Sienna again. The meeting was at the nightclub Claire managed. Her world, her rules. Cameras, lighting, everything was hers to control. When Sienna and Holden exchanged a few quiet words, Claire stood nearby and watched. She noticed Holden's nervousness, a rare sight. It wasn't guilt, but something unspoken between them. Who were they to each other? What old story did Sienna mention before? A small seed of doubt formed in Claire's mind, fragile but real.
Meanwhile, Kyle stepped back. He didn't interfere. He let Claire see for herself. Then he began quietly connecting dots. Holden's calls, Sienna's timing, the old business links. The pattern was forming. Sienna wasn't just part of Holden's past. She might still have power over his present. But Kyle didn't attack. He saw that Sienna could be the key, not as an accomplice, but as a mirror reflecting the truth. If she spoke at the right time, Holden would have no choice but to reveal what he was hiding. So Kyle built a calm three-step plan. Step 1. Let Claire take the lead. She looks, she questions, and she decides. Step 2. Shift from rumors to verifiable facts. Business history, partnerships, timelines. Step 3. Use Sienna not as a weapon, but as context, the one who could connect everything. He knew the risks. Claire might think he's manipulative. Holden might pull back. Sienna might twist things. But hiding the truth was a bigger sin. Claire deserved clarity, even if it cost him her love. After the nightclub incident, Claire didn't break up with Holden, but she started asking direct questions. She wanted transparency, punctuality, introductions, honesty, small things that reveal big truths. Holden agreed, but the tension grew. Sienna stayed silent, holding all the cards. She could change the story anytime she wanted. Her motives weren't clear. Maybe financial, maybe personal, or maybe she just wanted to close a painful chapter from her past. Whatever it was, she controlled the rhythm of what came next. If she spoke, everything would explode. If she stayed silent, both men would have to face their own choices. And that's where we leave Los Angeles. For now. The truth always finds its way to the surface, but it never arrives on time. In this world, the impatient are often the first to pay the price. Stay tuned, because in Los Angeles, every truth arrives one beat late. And when it does, someone always pays the price. Subscribe for more Y&R updates and breakdowns.